I even have some relatives who married Malaysians.
Really? So Malaysians, this is your in-law. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome once again to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have been enjoying the episode. So today we are back again with another episode of interviews. Okay, and today I have a special guest in my midst. So please, can you introduce yourself to the channel?
Hello viewers, welcome to this channel. My name is Habiba Hamid. I am from Uganda and I am a student in University of Malaya.
Oh,
Yes.
that's very great.
Yeah.
So what are you doing in University of Malaya currently? Are you doing master's, PhD, bachelor?
Okay.
My viewers want to know.
All right. I am currently pursuing my PhD in computer science.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
that's what I'm
Computer
doing.
science.
Yes.
That's a great course.
Of course it is.
And it's not an easy journey.
Oh God, it has
I
never
know.
been an easy one.
It's
It's
not
so
an easy
tough.
journey.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's tough.
so we would like to know what really inspired you to come to Malaysia. Like Uganda is quite far from Malaysia. That's far Africa. So what was your motivation? What was your inspiration to actually come to Malaysia? Why did you choose Malaysia?
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Malaysia was not a new country to me. Like
Oh.
really, like it wasn't something
Oh.
that's so new that I didn't know about.
Okay.
Yeah. Reason being, I had a few relatives who were studying here.
Okay.
Like they studied here a long time ago.
Oh.
I even have some relatives who married Malaysians.
Really? So Malaysians, this is your in-law. Wow.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. I have cousins who are actually Malaysian, like half Malaysians. and
Half Malaysians. Oh,
Yes.
really?
So like and actually they used to come home. Like I used
They
to
come
be
to
yes,
Uganda?
they travel to Uganda for
Really?
holidays. They come with the family and all that. So
Wow.
it has really been it's a place I knew before
Okay.
actually I decided to come here actually.
So it's not new to you.
Yeah, by then I was still young. Like I was still studying, doing my first degree, and all that.
Oh.
But then when the time came to further my studies, yeah, so when I think my relatives, the experience they got here,
Okay.
they just like, they told me, no, Malaysia is the place you can go to. Yeah, so even though I had other opportunities to go somewhere else, but for them it was Malaysia because
Wow.
of the experience and then, yeah.
So basically, they already fell in love with Malaysia, your relatives,
Of course.
and they just transferred that to you
Yes,
also.
they just said, no, you have to go to Malaysia.
You have to go to Malaysia.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
But like that's what they said, right? So you now that after they have said that, okay, it's okay. Let me come and try the country itself.
Yes.
So how long have you been in Malaysia? So far, so good.
So far, so good. Actually, this is the second time I'm coming back to Malaysia.
Oh, okay.
Yes, the first time I came to Malaysia was in 2012.
2012. Wow.
Yes, that's when I got an opportunity to come and do my master's.
Masters. Oh, okay.
Yes, so during that time is when I was convinced by my uncles and my other relatives that, oh, please come to Malaysia. So I had to agree, and then I came to Malaysia.
Okay.
They gave their reasons.
Okay.
Of course, they did not just tell me go and then I moved.
Just
No,
come
they
like
had
that.
their reasons.
Okay.
For example, being a Muslim.
Muslim.
They're like, yeah, you'll adopt quickly,
Yeah.
and then the nature of the people is like it's not like when maybe for example they were comparing to me actually Malaysia with the West. They're like it's quite difficult to adopt being a Muslim. Sometimes you go to a country they will not even accept you as a Muslim, and all that. So when they brought out some of the reasons and that I knew were really genuine
Useful
and useful, I was like, fine, let me give it a try. Then I came to Malaysia in 2012.
2012.
So I studied my master's in International Islamic University, Malaysia, UIA, Gombak. Yes, for 2 years. Then I graduated in 2014.
14. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Then immediately I went back home.
You went back home.
Yes, 2014 I went back home.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you stayed.
So I stayed there. I stayed home. I started working.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden I got another opportunity to study.
Wow. So you were at least with the experience you had the first time.
Yes, but actually it wasn't obvious because in my mind I always wanted to have a different kind of environment.
Like go to a different place, like you've already come here for masters,
I already know
why coming
Malaysia,
back?
because I really like during those 2 years actually while I was here, I think I enjoyed Malaysia to the maximum. I made friends, like we moved around. Like I've traveled the whole of Malaysia. I've gone to Johor, I've gone to all these places, Melaka and all this. So it's like I knew Malaysia
already.
like everything about Malaysia. So I was like, what is really new that I'm going to?
For you.
Yes. So this time around, it was different because I had a child in the picture.
Oh.
So I was looking at a place that will give my child, like, would be
Great
so easy for my
opportunity,
for my
yeah.
child. The weather, so the weather
Okay.
came in actually number one. The weather was one of the reasons I had to choose Malaysia because it's more like home.
Yes.
And my son being so young, I felt like it would be difficult for him to adapt to extremely cold places, maybe like Canada or Europe, like that. Yeah. So so I just clicked and I'm like, it's Malaysia. Malaysia is the perfect place for
for
yes.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a beautiful one. So basically, you did your masters here. That was like, let's say, 5 years ago or something, like almost 6 years now.
Yes.
Okay, and coming back for PhD, you choose a different university.
Exactly.
So what really transpired? Why did you
Yes.
come to a different university? And in your former university, did you do computer science also?
I was in information technology.
Information technology.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Yeah.
So why did you choose the university you chose now?
Okay, so yeah, this is really a good question.
Okay.
Yeah, of course, everybody will ask, why did you go back to international
Exactly.
universities? Yes, okay, the reason is while I was looking for a university in Malaysia, I was looking for the best.
The best, okay.
Yes, and then I wanted a place that will really
groom you.
Yes, like it will give me the education that I want
really
to
need.
place. Exactly, the training that I would get, so that maybe in the future I can go
Really
and
useful
apply
for
it
you.
and transfer it in my country. So, having been to Malaysia, like in Malaysia, like those years back, and I've heard about University of Malaya and followed the profile of University of Malaya, the ranking and all that. I was like, University of Malaya is the best place for me. So what I did is I tried as much as possible to get to know how to get the admission here, and thankfully my friends helped me to get admission. And when I got the admission, I just packed my bags.
I came.
I came to University of Malaya, and here I am.
That's great.
Yes.
Wow. Okay,
Yes,
that's so
yes.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So let me ask you another question, because you have more experience actually, because you have been here since your master days. So what can you say about Malaysia? I mean, on a neutral ground. What can you say about Malaysia? Just tell us, what do you think about Malaysia? What are your thoughts about this country so far?
Okay, all right. So far, or generally, Malaysia is good. I don't regret like making a decision to come to Malaysia. Yes, and I say this because of like the opportunities I've gotten while here, and the knowledge, how much I have grown, like in the way of thinking, in my way of doing things, like research and all that. So I feel like I've really benefited a lot from Malaysia. So I feel Malaysia is okay because I am comfortable. Like yes, I am just okay. I feel like I'm home. It's just I'm missing my extended family, but I feel like I'm home in Malaysia. So which is really important, especially for us, like for any PhD student or student from the international background. We normally tend to want a place that is home, like gives you a home feeling, and I think Malaysia gives us that opportunity. You just feel like you're home, you know. Yeah, that's all.
What can you say about the people? That your relationship with people in Malaysians generally, because some people tend to say, like, some people, people's perceptions are different, right? Some people say maybe some Malaysians, they don't like to talk to people. You understand? They are just like reserved, something like this. So I want to know, from your own perspective as an African here, what can you say about their relationships between you and Malaysians?
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Apart from the fact that you have family, I'm talking of different,
like meeting anybody
new
randomly.
people, exactly.
Okay, yes. First and foremost, or what I would say is interacting with anyone depends on the personality of a person. That is one thing I believe in as a person. So, and I myself, I am not so open with people when I meet them if I don't know them.
Okay, for the first time.
For the first time, it takes me time to gain trust and then to gain the confidence of talking to you, like all that. So, I feel Malaysians are just like any other person in the world.
Of course.
Yes, it's just that for them it's a bit to the extreme because being Muslims, Muslims are a bit reserved due to our religion, and then their culture is also like that. Even when you see even with the way they talk, they don't talk on top of their voices like we Africans do.
Exactly. And that's why if Africans begin to make mess now, they will feel like, are these guys okay?
Is everything okay in this place?
Exactly.
So their culture has groomed them in a way that they are supposed to be
just
humble
gentle, quiet,
humble. Yes, they be like until they know you.
Mm.
So, depending on that, on that aspect, I believe they're just like anybody else.
Okay.
And then the way they react with people is because of their culture, upbringing. However, if you are like if you are close to them, maybe you become friends with some of them, or like you share maybe the same lab. Yes, maybe you're working on the same assignment. You find that they just they open up. They open up. You can argue during an assignment, like you laugh on top of your voices. You can go for trips together and still enjoy. Yes, because personally, I have friends who are Malaysians here, and they have even traveled to Uganda.
Wow.
Yes, they came to Uganda.
These ones are not your relatives or family?
No.
Wow.
They are friends I met here, but when I was back home after the break of my master's, they told me we're coming to Uganda.
Wow.
And they came to Uganda. So
really?
it is like, yes, I was shocked when they were telling me that we are coming to Uganda. I was like, no, stop joking. And the next minute they were on the flight.
Wonderful.
I had to pick them from the airport and take them around. They stayed in Uganda like for 5 days.
Wow, that's
and they
beautiful.
enjoyed everything, and they lived the life that everybody was living. They were taking motorbikes everywhere,
eating
the food, So I believe, yes, they are a bit reserved at the beginning, but if you know them,
they will open up.
Yes, I think them being reserved is just to understand who you are exactly before they open up to you. Yes.
So basically, it's a matter of you as a foreigner going to meet them, actually.
Yes.
Not just being so quiet.
Not just being so
feel
quiet.
like, okay, they are quiet then. I just leave them.
You will all be quiet.
So if you want to be a friend of a Malaysian, the door is open today.
You open up, and then you like, they want, one thing I also know is that they want real people.
Real people.
Yeah, some people pretend.
Exactly.
Yeah, we come here with a lot of interest.
Exactly.
So as long as you're real and you're genuine,
serious,
and they're willing to learn from you understand. So I feel they can really be good friends. Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
So any of my Malaysian friends are watching this one now. Okay, she said some of our Malaysian friends went to Uganda.
Yes.
So what are you waiting for? Come with me and let me take you to Nigeria.
Yes.
I hope they won't run away.
No. By the way, Africa is beautiful.
It's a beautiful place.
It's so beautiful place. Just start with Nigeria.
Exactly. Nigeria is fine,
Yeah.
So if you want to come to Africa, just let me know. I'm a Malaysian friend watching now.
Wow.
And I will take care of you
Please.
in Nigeria. Okay, that's really beautiful. So let's talk about food. Because some people, some foreigners or some people that want to come to Malaysia, they don't know about the food and they love to hear this kind of stories, about the Malaysian food. So what's your experience with Malaysian food? Of course, when you first came, right?
Yes.
When you first came, definitely I know it was strange to you.
Yes.
So tell us, how did the journey go with food?
Okay, with food. When I first came to Malaysia, that is in 2012. Oh my God, I'll not lie to you. It was not a good experience. The fact that why I'm saying this is because we Africa is big. I don't know, maybe your viewers don't know about Africa is not just one country, but Africa is so big. We have so many. We have the east, the west, the south, the north, and the central. Exactly. So we from the east, we don't do a lot of spicy foods. Yeah, I think in the east we just cook our food is so plain. Tomato, onions, and that's all. We don't put a lot of spices. We don't do that. So when I came here, I was used to eating some plain kind of food, Then all of a sudden I'm switched to a spicy kind of food. Oh God, it was bad. But then I went through really a tough time, I must admit. But I adjusted. I thank God I adjusted. Wow. Yes, to the food. And then when I adjusted, I cannot
became addicted.
Now I love the food.
Oh my God. She became addicted
Now
to
I love the
Malaysian
food.
food.
I do a lot of street food. I'll just
Wow.
walk as I'm walking around. I'll just do
Just pick.
nasi lemak, eat.
Mm.
I'll go to any restaurant and request for nasi
Nasi
goreng
goreng
USA.
Mm.
I'll do a lot of soup. Is it soup daging?
Soup daging.
Yeah. So I do try a lot of
A
food
lot
now
of
because
food.
now I'm used to the food,
To the
and
food.
so my stomach is okay with it, and
Okay.
it's so
Adjusted.
delicious. So
Okay.
even right now, I tend not to like the plain
Food again. Wow,
Yes,
that's beautiful.
yes,
So
yes,
they have
yes.
Malaysianized you.
Yes, to some extent they have.
To some extent. Okay.
Yes.
So what's
yes.
your favorite? Your favorite food? in
Yeah.
Malaysia?
My favorite food is nasi goreng USA.
Nasi goreng USA. Oh,
Yes, I actually have one restaurant I go to. Every time I walk in, the waitress will just say nasi goreng USA.
USA. Nasi goreng is fried rice.
Yes.
So basically, nasi goreng USA is like fried rice.
Yes, fried rice. Yes.
Why is the USA there?
I don't know. I've never bothered to know that. But it's really like a nice, delicious like fried
dish.
rice.
Oh.
But they put some. What I love most about it is the beef.
The beef. Oh.
There's a way they cook the beef stew. I don't know whether it's roasted first. I don't know. I've really tried to understand it, but the only problem that I've failed to understand it is because I cannot really. Okay, the waitress cannot really explain to me the recipe.
Okay.
Due to the language barrier. Yeah, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to learn some Bahasa, so that maybe when I walk to the restaurant,
you can just speak.
I can ask her to really tell me what is put in the food. Yes.
So that I wanted to actually ask you about how you coped with language, because you have been here since all these years.
Yes,
so
yes.
What really happened? You didn't learn the language, or how?
Oh, yeah.
How did you even cope, like communicating, living with people all this while?
Yeah, sure. That's a very good question. Actually, I think naturally I don't like learning
another language. Oh.
I'm not good at that aspect. I feel comfortable with the language that I know. Yeah, even like I want to first give an example with my country. My country, we have it's so diverse. We have so many languages, but trust me, I don't know any other language apart from my own language and English. Wow. Yeah, so I feel like I just feel I'm lazy because my siblings can speak like two. Wow. You understand? But me, I don't. Like, it's just my own language and then the English. So when I came to Malaysia, the first thing was I was actually very, very determined to learn Bahasa. But the environment did not let me. Or which environment am I talking about here? International Islamic University in Malaysia. Because normally, if you come at the postgraduate level, you don't have to go through the Bahasa and all that. So you just go straight to the faculty and you start your course. So we don't get an opportunity to have that, that opportunity to learn. And then because we don't have a lot of courses to take, it's just research maybe sometimes, so you don't have time to interact with the local community and all that. So I feel that one also played a big role in my failure to learn Bahasa. So I relaxed, and before I knew it, my time had elapsed. So I went back home. Then so coming back to this time, actually when I came back to University of Malaya, I really give University of Malaya credit.
Yeah.
Because of it's compulsory, and I just love the way they take their classes. It's so intense, but you learn. Right now, trust me, I am so good at Bahasa. You cannot talk about me.
Wow.
I will be understanding every single bit of the word you say. Yes, so every time, like at least when somebody's speaking in Bahasa, I can pick.
You can pick.
Yes, I know. Like even if when I go to the restaurant and they speak to me in Bahasa, I can still relate to what they're saying. Yes, I can count my money very well.
Wow. That's good.
Yes, so at least
you have some knowledge now of the Bahasa. That's good. Yes. And that takes me to another question. I wanted to ask you about the expenses in Malaysia, like especially for somebody coming from Africa, know the currency, and even some other part of the world, you understand? So what can you tell us how the currency is in Malaysia and the expenses, basically? The cost of things, cost of food, cost of accommodation, cost of transport.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Okay. The cost of transport or the cost of living, maybe if I talk about it generally, the cost of living as compared to my own country is high. I must admit. It's high because the rent is crazy.
Yes.
It's so high.
Exactly.
You rent a room for 600. It's crazy.
If you convert it back to Africa's money, it's like
who rents that room? nobody will take a room like that. Yes, it's really crazy. So especially if you want to try to compare the currency with how much you'll be spending at home, it's really much. Yes, so generally I feel it's expensive. But like when we break it down into rent, it's too expensive. Maybe
and they pay rent every month.
Every month.
Monthly.
Education for kids especially is
expensive.
Very expensive.
Okay.
I pay school fees for my son, but it's crazy. Yeah, one per month is really a lot of money.
Wow.
Yes. So if you want to have that opportunity to have your family here with you,
have to be
you
ready.
have to look into that. If you, I only have one child and it's this. So if you have 4 children, you have to.
Yeah, you hearing that?
You have to think about yes. You have to think twice.
Think twice.
Yes. Then medical is also
very high.
Yeah. What I find cheap is food.
Just food.
And transport.
Because they have some free buses.
They have free buses, exactly. The train is also cheap. And as a student, you get discounts from the student card that we like the university gives us. So I feel it's only there that I can say life is cheap. But maybe also utilities. Maybe like things for electricity is quite cheap. Water is quite cheap. And maybe like for us who are parents, children's stuff are cheap, like the diapers, the milk, all this for baby stuff. They're really expensive. Okay. Yes.
That's nice. That's really, really good. So they give kind of a premium opportunity to the children, but not in all areas. Like, of course, their school fees.
Yes. Generally, I feel actually Malaysia favors children and women. I've realized this is my own perspective. I don't know, my own understanding or my own observation. Yes, I feel like children and women are handled in a softer way. Yeah, because even when you go to the market, you find women's clothes are cheap. Children's clothes are cheap. I don't know about the men. Maybe if
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about.
Yes, but I feel like it's I feel like yes, with on the side of children and women, I feel life is a bit easier in terms of the clothing and the utilities, whatever to use for women and all that. Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
So what about, we almost come to the end of the interview, guys. I believe you are getting a lot of information. What about the issue of job? Like, for example, as a foreigner here in Malaysia, I want you to tell us, like, sincerely, is it easy to get job, Maybe we may not generalize foreigners, but
Anyone maybe.
Yes, we are still foreigners anyway.
Yeah,
so.
of course.
So what do you think about job, getting a job here?
Okay, to be honest, getting a job in Malaysia is not easy. Getting a job in Malaysia is not easy, and I believe or I feel like it is getting worse
every day.
Because when I look back those years when I'm doing my masters, I felt it was quite easier maybe. But now I don't know what's happening. I really don't understand what is happening, but it's really difficult to get a job in Malaysia. So though also I feel like if you're lucky, still you can get it. Yes. Though, but the percentage is maybe like it's very, very small. Like the chances are really very small. Though of recent I discovered that when you are open, like you try to open up to people and like maybe friends, try to tell them you need a job and all that. So when you do that, you may get an opportunity. However, some universities are not nowadays giving because most students come here on student visa, so they're not. Most universities are not willing to cancel that visa.
Okay.
And
so that you can get a job, work visa.
Yeah, so one time I had to go to the immigration in my university here. I got a job opportunity, and but the job wanted me to like cancel my student visa so that I get an employment first.
That will affect your schooling.
Exactly. So what the officials told me was like, I think most students are doing that. So right now what they do is they've stopped doing that because like everybody will run away and get an employment pass. So how will the school like of course so I'm just so glad she was open with me because like most students are doing that. So nowadays it's really difficult. So however, if you get a job, The ones you get as a student, of course, are not well paid. If you get the one with an employment pass, it's better
very
paid.
high,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. The family is catered for and everything. But other than that, if you
Those
get as a
small
student,
ones,
it's small,
petty
small ones,
jobs.
petty
Yeah.
job, part-time jobs,
Part-time
yeah,
jobs.
just like that, yeah, which cannot sustain you.
We cannot really
Yes,
sustain you.
unless you have a scholarship and you just need pocket money. Yeah,
Small
maybe
something.
like that. Yeah.
That's serious. That's serious. So I would like you to advise. There are many people now that are watching, and some of them they are like they want to come to Malaysia. They want to come to Malaysia from anywhere. They're watching all over the world, from Africa, Uganda,
Yes.
Nigeria, Asia. I mean, anywhere you're watching, and they say they want to come to Malaysia. So are you advising them to come or what? Just give them a balanced advice before we round up.
Before we round up, I want to give a general advice. If you want to come to Malaysia, it depends on what you want. Yeah, like I feel it depends. It must be like, for example, if you want to come and study, like strictly study, Malaysia is the best place for you.
True.
However, if you want of course, countries like Canada, Australia, UK give opportunities, US,
Residency.
of to study and work as part time. Yeah, I feel don't come with a high chances of 100%. Yes, so just come as a student and focus on that. So whatever finds you on the way, hopefully as you pray to your God, maybe you can get maybe you may be lucky and you get yourself a job. However, there are also other opportunities, through grants. Yes, you can get grants with your supervisor. So how do you get that? If you're good, you get a good research area that is trending. Yeah, you look at so this is actually one of the tricks to most students. Get a research area that is trending. Look while doing your research on getting a proposal or a title, look for a research that the world needs. So when you get that, nobody doesn't want to align themselves with something that is trending. Definitely, when you have a good proposal that is going to change the world, you will get grants. A lot of grants will come to you. So you'll just be there working in your office, and then you don't need to go look around for a job. Your job will be your computer and you carrying out research on that aspect. Yes. So those are some of the opportunities, and then maybe getting a research assistantship and all that. Yeah, scholarships are there.
Okay.
Malaysia, by the way, has a lot of scholarships.
Wow.
Yes,
Guys,
but people don't know. Yes, by the way, people don't know. About this whole thing. I personally am on scholarship.
Wow.
But the scholarship I'm on is like from my country. But right now it's the Ministry of Higher Education that pays for me, Malaysia, because of the MOU they have.
Some relationship.
Yes. So meaning Malaysia has scholarship. So it depends
for them
on.
To be able to pay.
Yes, they are paying for me, and I believe there are also other students who are
enjoying that.
Yes, I believe so. So what you have to do is just to get the right information. Also, most of these countries, especially like my own country, I don't know about other countries, but they normally have some MOU, which most students don't get to know because they don't do a lot of research about maybe what they really want. So I'm a living example. Malaysia is paying for me. Though my other sponsors are catering for my other stuff, but it's the Ministry of Education paying for me. Yes, and then there are also other scholarship like the Malaysia Miss. There's some scholarship called MIS,
Malaysia International Scholarship.
Yes, exactly. There are all those. You can try your best, and then yeah. I believe the others also more. Yeah.
Okay, so guys, I believe you've enjoyed this great interactive section, and my guest, I've told you guys everything. So yes, Malaysia, it's a nice country. Of course, it's a beautiful country, but you have to have a focus for the reason why you are coming to Malaysia. Okay, you don't just come here and say, okay, maybe like greener pasture. Some people just say they want the greener. Yeah,
no.
It's not like you're coming really to study or something. You just want to come here, especially depends on where you're coming from.
Exactly.
If you're coming from Africa, you have to really think twice. And really have the money, okay?
You have to have the first
money,
at least for the first 2 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, at least to push yourself, because you cannot.
Exactly. Don't just jump here and.
Nobody's going to give you money on the streets.
Exactly.
No one. So please, if you don't have enough money for the start,
better to just
find another place. Yes.
Yeah,
instead of going into frustration and depression and all that. Yes.
But if you are ready to come and study, Malaysia is the best place for you to come. So it's been a very nice time. interviewing you, and I really appreciate your
The pleasure is
time.
all mine. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you, and we hope to see you some other time on the channel.
Hopefully.
So can you just greet the Malaysians that are watching you now in Malay?
Hello Malaysians, apa khabar?
Apa khabar? Khabar baik. Dah you khabar baik.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih, sama-sama.
For being part of this show and this channel. So please follow and subscribe.
Yes, thank you so much. Follow and subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up and share with your friends and family. Till I see you next time.
Okay.
I remain my humble servant Talks. We say
bye-bye.